Welcome to Just Relationships, the show that offers you concrete ways to make your relationships better. Whether it's your boss, your spouse, your children, or your friends, the quality of your relationships in life directly affects how you feel about yourself and the success you achieve. Your host, Dr. Duffy Spencer, a psychotherapist, telecoach, author, and seminar leader, will interview top experts to help you learn to manage this essential part of your life. And now, here's your host, Dr. Duffy Spencer.
Greetings to you. Well, today we're going to talk about how to be well and how to create an attitude that keeps you as well and healthy as possible, to be able to rise above scarcity thinking and to be able to believe in miracles and to believe in good, healthy protocol. If you're interested in all of this, stay tuned because I'm very happy to introduce my guest to you, Carolyn Gross, the author of Treatable and Beatable, Healing Cancer Without Surgery, the idea of going from being a cancer survivor to a cancer thriver. So, Carolyn, tell us, first of all, congratulations.
Thank you.
Yes, on your book and your health, your wellness, how successfully you've coped to be able to thrive. So tell us how you did it, what this is all about for you.
Well, I was, first of all, both of my grandmothers had breast cancer when I was growing up. And working in the holistic health field, I never gave cancer a second thought. I never thought I would have cancer. I wasn't interested at all. And then 18 months into my book tour for my first book, which you interviewed me on, thank you very much.
Oh, you're welcome.
Staying Calm in the Midst of Chaos. 18 months into this book tour, I got tired. And, the next thing I knew, I found a lump in my breast. So my only symptom of cancer was fatigue. And then when I found the lump, it was indeed stage 3 breast cancer, infiltrating ductal carcinoma. So here's where it gets funny or interesting. However, you look at things, right? I had not only written and published my first book with cancer in my body, I toured it after the events of September 11th. All with cancer in my body, even though I didn't know it.
My goodness, to find that lump and then to discover you're at stage 3?
Right.
I would have hit the ceiling, dropped down into the ground, the floor. I don't know how you do something like that.
Well, what I did was I said, well, wait a minute. The most achievement I've ever had in my life has been in these past 3 or 4 years. I was president of the National Speakers Association. I mean, I really can go on, because building a business. So I just said, oh, my gosh, cancer, this is what I did. Oh, my gosh, cancer is very empowering for me. That was my first track,
Yeah, it's very what for you?
Empowering.
Oh, boy, you're something. You're something, Carolyn. Cancer is very empowering for me.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because I had written and toured a book for 24 cities, all with cancer in my body, and been president of the National Speakers Association in front of some of the best luminary speakers in the country because they live in L.A. or San Diego, and that's where I live.
Right, right. So you saw how well you and your body functioned with cancer in you, even though you didn't know it.
Right.
Yes.
So then comes the part where both my grandmothers had breast cancer. And so when the doctors started to give me my options for treatment, guess what? This is 13 years ago now. Okay? In 2003, the doctors are giving me the exact same treatment protocols my grandmothers had back in the 70s.
Wow.
So I said, that's what I said. I said, wow.
Uh-huh.
And then I went, something's not right.
Yeah.
Sounds not right. So that was the beginning of the treatable and beatable mindset, which, advocates in Chapter 1 that patients and people claim their power. By the way, this book is good for anybody with a health challenge. They don't have to have cancer. Because
Right.
it's really about how to be empowered by any diagnosis, right? Any disease,
Absolutely.
And any surprise, diseases and diagnoses are surprises, right? Like, how did they get that, right?
Yes.
So, anyhow, I said no to the mastectomy.
Mm-hmm.
And when I did that, if I was destined to live, that meant somebody had to come along with something to help me. And indeed, I was referred to a doctor doing immunotherapy, and at the time he'd been doing it for 18 years. So I wasn't a guinea pig, but it was not, legal with the FDA and all that stuff back in 2003. So I used my own retirement and savings to save my breast and save my life 13 years ago, and just got lucky that immunotherapy was the future of medicine. It just hadn't come of age in the United States.
Yes.
It is now coming of age. So there's commercials on TV talking about these protocols, and I'm just somebody who's now studied in this field for 10 years about immunotherapy and regenerative medicine and how the immune system can destroy cancer. And that's the treatable and beatable, in my humble opinion, approach.
Yes. And so through this immunotherapy, you had a tailored cancer vaccine that destroyed your tumors and while leaving your healthy cells intact. That's really
very good.
something. And you were ahead of the game. You were at least 10 years ahead of the game.
Right. But now there's your holistic, that's your holistic predisposition, which I had going in, right?
Yes.
Because a holistic people, like I'll be at this show this weekend in San Diego, and holistic people, they have this type of a perspective, like, let my body try to naturally heal. If I'm not successful, then I'll go on, whatever medication you tell me I have to, But they just naturally go. And, the way that I was able to say no to the mastectomy is I said, I'm not taking the breast off today. I'm not taking it off right now. And I'm 13 years later, I'm looking at it, and it's just drooping like the other one. So, it's to think I could have fresh ones, But I decided to keep the original pair.
Yeah. So you gave yourself one day at a time, and you deferred making a decision until you knew more or things unfolded. You didn't panic. You didn't put the cart before the horse.
Right.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. So you go ahead. So I'm particularly interested. Go ahead, Carolyn.
No. What are you particularly interested in?
You're talking about how you're learning to fall and quelling emotional storms, and the whole concept of anger can be healing. This is all new.
Well, good. I'm glad it's new. I'll talk about anger first. How's that?
Whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll actually talk about the emotional health component. So I had always thought my work that I wrote, that first book, was in craniosacral therapy. So again, the title of the first book was Staying Calm in the Midst of Chaos. And what I was delineating there is that we have internal chaos, and we had a ball talking about this.
Oh, yes.
So self-aware. And so there's the internal chaos, and then there's external chaos. Well, let's just please identify cancer or any disease condition as external chaos.
Okay.
Even though it may live inside us, it isn't like coming from kind of like organic or childhood or someone done me wrong, thing. It's an outside, well, quite honestly, cancer is an invader,
Right.
And not a natural cell. So,
yeah.
Anyway, it's external chaos that comes in. Well, when I did my work as a craniosacral therapist, I always thought, I really think there's a connection between anger. You can also use the word resentment. You can use the word holding grudges. Name it however you want. But that there's some connection between cancer and these unresolved issues that we'll just say anger.
Mm-hmm.
So I always thought that it was there. Well, then, like you, right, trying to be this wonderful luminary example, of course I'm totally embarrassed when I get cancer because I've got this philosophy that it's related to and rooted in anger or long-held resentment, and I've got, the condition. But sure enough, as I went through my healing, and by the way, it takes longer to heal from the inside out versus whacking something off. So longer to heal from the inside out. So that means all of our stuff. Do you know what I mean? It's like we could go so many areas on that, you and me, but we'll just stay with this one, okay?
Yeah.
But anyway, it takes longer. It takes longer to heal. So one day, a female doctor that works with Dr. Rubio, who I've been working with now for 10 years, she said to me, unsolicited, "Oh, Caroline, Latino," she says, "Oh, Caroline, so many cancer patients, they have these long hurts and things. They can't forgive. They can't forget. And if they hold on, to these things bad, they can't heal. The medicine doesn't work."
Yeah.
I'm like, what? The medicine doesn't work. I mean, why would chemo not work if somebody hasn't forgiven their, father? You know what I mean? Or an uncle or whatever. Well, I mean, what are you talking about? And she goes, "Oh, no, Caroline, I know it's hard, but for those people that will really do the work and forgive and forget, the medicine, it works so much better."
Wow.
And the patient, when they are done healing, the cancer, it does not come back. I'm like, what? The cancer doesn't come back? You mean you're going to tell me I've got to come down here and do some forgiveness work? Mm-hmm. And the answer was yes. That's right. You do have to come down and do.
So I just want to make sure that I'm getting you, Carolyn, and this is Dr. Duffy Spencer. We are Just Relationships, WHPC 90.3 FM, and I am interviewing Carolyn Gross, author of Treatable and Beatable, Healing Cancer Without Surgery. And I imagine, Carolyn, that you can get this book on your website or through
treatableandbeatable.com, obviously Amazon. We always appreciate it when people buy it from us, because that way Jeff Bezos doesn't make quite so much money and I make a little more. But other than that, we want people just to get the book however they can.
Okay, so
I'll also give an office number, 760-741-2762. Because for people that really have a concern, have a cancer recurrence, they want to know about this immunology and this immunotherapy.
Absolutely. So your number is 760-741-2762. That's correct. 760-741-2762. And people can get your book through treatableandbeatable.com and or Amazon.com. Excellent. Okay, so I just want to make sure that your Dr. Rubio had said that the chemo doesn't work unless you do your emotional work. And if
it was one of his assistants. So, it wasn't Dr. Rubio, but one of his assistants said it was her observation.
Okay.
She didn't say it didn't work. She said it didn't work as well.
As well.
There you go. Because you've got to clarify that. You know what I mean? Really.
Yes, that is important.
It's very important.